So I'm starting at the opposite end of my plot this week. Just give you a quick look at the asparagus, which still got another couple of years to go really before I can properly harvest it. It's a bit of a shame, but at least it's in the ground and growing. So I'm going to show you my hollyhocks. So these were the first things what I planted in the garden here at the allotment when I first got it. And they were just tiny little seedlings, and this year they've really taken off. So got little ones there, but some of them, like I think there's 4 real big ones. This one's the biggest one, and it's got about 4 flower spikes on it already. So it's up to my shoulder, that bit there, so that's a pretty decent height this year. And I did amend this bed with super soil and biochar. I don't know if you can still see the remnants of the biochar here, which is not really sort of crushed down too much yet, but that's good. It's like a living apartment block full of microbes, bacteria, fungi, nutrients, helps retain moisture. Yeah, just helps keep your soil really fertile for a long time. So some of the wildflowers, little daisies, and Sweet William. The forget-me-nots are nearly over now. There was a little clary just coming out there. There's some Centuria nigra there, cornflower, and yeah, looking pretty good over here at the flower bit. The Breeze still going, but yeah, it's a bit of a jungle in there now, and I can't wait to see what colour these hollyhocks are. So I did net my berries before I went away, the red currant and the gooseberries, and hopefully you can see through there's some gooseberries forming, and they were absolutely delicious last year. So I'm glad that I got half decent crop this year, because I did have to prune them back a little bit last year. Still haven't sorted up my shed yet. This is a bit of a mess area, and I've got to deal with it soon. This beautyberry I don't think has survived the transplant, but the other one over there has. It's got a few leaves on it, so I'm happy with that. Mike from Sow Grow Eat was very kind enough to send me some Bocking 14, and I've decided to put it here amongst the raspberries, and that's mainly because my fertiliser barrel's here, so every time I chop a bit of comfrey off, I'll just stick it in the top there, let it rot down in there. So I've popped a courgette in here today too. So this is my finished compost in here, and I've been topping up with compost as soon as it drops down, and I thought I've got a spare courgette to stick in the top of that, and that'll help to feed the soil any sugars, to help feed the bacteria and the microbes in the compost, and all in all, hopefully improve the compost, fix carbon into the soil. So when I come to use this compost next year, it should be pretty awesome. And just to help with the fungal content of it, topped it off with some wood chips, and that's to help keep the moisture in, and you know, keep it a little bit cooler, the root system. So hopefully that should be rocking next year. So here is the new cage, my single seed potato cuttings. So it's not as big or as full as the other one yet, but in about a week's time I'll be putting however many cuttings I've got into there, and then I'll be topping it up with some of the homemade compost, which I've still got left in here. So that's about half full, I'd say. So yeah, I've tried not to spend too much money on the compost for the single seed potatoes. I bought 3 bags for this one for £9, and a couple of blocks of coir and stuff. So I haven't gone mental. I think I spent maybe about £20 in total on all the compost and everything what's in here, the amendments. But yeah, so most of it was my own homemade compost. And in here, the single seed potatoes, they're looking pretty good, pretty healthy really. I did have some flowers on the other day, which I've pinched out, and just keep raising this up every now and again, help protect them from the wind, and give them a little water every now and again, which is all good. And yeah, hopefully we'll get some decent spuds. So I've started to get some strawberries forming now on here, and as long as Mr. Mole don't keep digging up in there and everything, should be getting a good harvest. So over here today, I've just planted two of my three sisters. So I've got a honey nut squash, a sweet potato squash, and a sweet dumpling squash. They were sent to me by Ali D. So I've just put them in a little hole with a little moat around them to help keep the moisture in. And I've planted out 35 sweet corn there as well today. So once they start, you know, if they establish and everything, I've got a few spares just in case. But I'll be planting some beans along the edge here, and along that edge, and along with, well, basically all around the perimeter, and maybe some dwarf beans as well, if I can fit them in. But we'll see how we do. And yeah, just got them in today, so fingers crossed they do all right. Harvested some garlic, my hardneck, because they were starting to sprout from I'll just see if I can find one that started to sprout double. Yeah, so in here you can see it's just started to send up another little scape, and that's the bulb inside, or the clove, sorry, starting to shoot up. And I was worried because some of them started to split, really. So if I'd have left that a few more weeks with these bulb, well, with the cloves inside trying to grow, they would all split. But I'm quite happy with the harvest, really. I mean, yeah, not too bad, really. You know, 4 smallish ones, a few bigger ones. I've got some more bigger ones at home what I harvested yesterday. And yeah, I did dig up one soft neck and it hadn't bulbed up yet, so I'll leave those in for another, hopefully another month or so. It's not looking too bad. I did notice there's starting to get a little bit of rust on them in places, but not too bad yet. So yeah, just a really quick update, really, how things are going on my allotment. Second early's doing okay. First early's, the colleen doing really well. These swifts, they just haven't really got going. They just look sickly little plants, look weak and feeble. And it's not just because they've been planted here in the frost and stuff. This one in the pot here was actually planted in a smaller pot in the greenhouse at the same time as this one. And I think you can tell the difference, can't you? This is a colleen and that's a swift. And they just haven't really got going. They just look yellow and weak and feeble little plants, really. So we'll tell when we tip them out, see if we've got a good yield on, but I won't be growing swift again, unless it's from a home safe seed potato. I won't be buying them again, definitely. Well, we'll see what the yield's like, but give me your opinions. Does everyone else's swifts look like that, or is it just mine? Have I just got a bad batch of seed potatoes? But yeah, thank you very much for watching. And oh, actually, one last thing. Kale crazies are in. I'll put my 2 kale crazies in here, just because this whole bed along here, the mole's been in again, and yeah, nothing's really sort of grown along this bit here. Most of the other things are doing fine, but in this bed we're doing okay. I've got some more calyx over there, we're like my calyx crazy. But yeah, it's bonkers. Half this bed hasn't grown, the other half has. But I think it's mainly the mole, and maybe my plants weren't that good. I got them out a bit too early. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I hope everyone's enjoying the sunshine. Finally got a bit of heat now, and now everyone's moaning that we've got no rain. So, enjoy your gardens, everyone. Goodbye.